I am Kristin Gutierrez, your host for Women in Localization's Ask the Expert series, and I'm here today with Bridget O'Brien. Hi.
Hi, Bridget O'Brien, Director of Globalization and International Operations at Procore Technologies.
And fun fact, Bridget used to be my boss.
That's right. Many moons ago at
Oh
NetApp.
my goodness. All right. So then just tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. So I have an interesting story, as does everyone that's in the globalization world. I come from the hospitality background. So I have that nice niche story of bringing hospitality and high tech together. I worked in hotels for 20 years doing all different roles, but ended up as a director of operations. And so it translated so very well over into the high tech world where I started doing operations. So different arena, same kind of core strength and wheelhouse of what I love to do. The infrastructure of keeping a company or a big team going, that means managing their budget, their vendors, helping them with projects. What projects are we going to give up so we can do that project? And so as they map out what they want to do, I'm the one that comes in and goes, okay, if it's going to happen, this is how much money we need, people. And you have to help have that strategy come into execution and make actually us deliver what we want to do to our vision. That's always fun.
Yeah, right. It's a big job.
Well, it's a lot of coaching a little bit is what I found. Even though I say operations, I found that a lot of times I was coaching the leaders, and giving them a different perspective because I sat in so many different meetings. I might hear something that they might not be privy to. So it was a lot of fun to connect the dots. I always called myself the queen of connecting the dots.
So that's a good segue into the next question, which is like, what's some wisdom that you personally gotten from your own career that set you up for success, or just that you wish you would have known then?
Well, I think that being in the hotel industry forces you to be flexible. Because every guest is from a different country or a different state and has different expectations. And so it's not black and white. So it set me up for success anywhere that you have to be flexible and be able to pivot from A to B and not be so stuck that it has to be this way. That doesn't serve you well anywhere. And so it was a good lesson to learn early on, probably the hard way at a front desk, with someone yelling at my face. But I think that when you're in a big company, things do change. And so you have to be able to adjust accordingly and still meet the priorities of the company. So I think you have to be flexible and adaptable. And you have to realize that it doesn't matter what your background is, you can give a job a try. No one would have thought, oh, someone from hospitality can go work in high tech. But that's just one of many stories that I've heard where skills translate so well. So don't limit yourself because of maybe your previous jobs.
Well, that's actually really worthwhile advice. And it's similar to another interview I've done. I won't give away a spoiler alert, but just in terms of like failing forward or like working into the job, growing into a job.
Well, it's that, but you also bring a different perspective. And so if you join somewhere, for example, and there are a bunch of engineers, they have a certain way of looking at the world, a certain lens. And they're not maybe thinking from a customer perspective, or that maybe an executive is not going to understand what they're doing. They're so passionate about it, and it sounds like gobbledygook to anybody else. And so having someone like me come in and say, no, explain it to me, like someone who knows nothing, and then you're ready to go present, then you're ready to go sell your story. So I think it's good to have a different perspective, regardless of what job you have. Yes, of course, you want to learn on the job and you want to learn up. That's great. But you also bring some amazing skills that they didn't know that they did.
Yeah, true. Very well said.